Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Tier 10 French Collector Heavy, the AMX M4 MLE54. This is a vehicle that has a lot of strengths, also a lot of weaknesses. On paper, the AMX M4 looks like a completely overpowered tank. Why? Well, first of all, it got a 10mm buff to its upper plate, it got more damage per minute, and it got reactive armor. Those three things alone are quite incredible, and they allow the AMX to be a very versatile tank. But there are some downsides you have to keep in mind about the AMX that do plague your battles. First of all, the gun has terrible levels of accuracy. I'm running one sandbag, so I have a small food taken off, and I'm sitting at 0.367 dispersion, which is pretty terrible. The 183 sitting still has more dispersion because of refined gun now. So yeah, like, this tank is not accurate. It's actually one of the least accurate tanks for the Alpha in Tier 10. Not only that, but it has a PCR standard, meaning that if you're shooting at any wonky angles, you can expect your shells to bounce quite quickly. So that's the first issue with the AMX. The other issue is that it's very large, and it's quick. And while speed is a big benefit, it also can be a big detriment, because you will over-aggress, you will put yourself in a position where the enemy team sees a big old pile of cake, and they eat that cake, and you die. And it happens a lot, even to me. Sometimes I will think, oh, I've got support from my team, I'm going to push aggressive, and then 1 second later I look behind me, all of my teammates have disappeared off to different positions, and I'm alone versus 3 tanks, and I instantly die. It's always something you have to keep in mind. This tank is very aggressive, it's a very capable vehicle, but it's one that if you think you're God in, you will very quickly be punished and mistaken. But I'm not sitting here and saying it's a bad tank. No, quite the contrary. This is quite possibly one of the best Tier 10s in the game right now. First of all, it has incredible levels of mobility, and you're going to see that in just a moment. This thing will accelerate up to 45 kilometers per hour, way quicker than you would think for a vehicle that has 2,750 hit points. Not only is it very fast, but it also features 8 degrees of gun depression, making it very flexible on any ridgeline that you drive it on. So it's quick, and has fantastic gun depression. And then you also have the fact that this vehicle has good alpha damage, it has solid DPM, and incredible levels of frontal protection. Side armor, trash. Rear armor, absolutely horrible. But frontally, it's really good. Think of it like a Tier 10 M6 experimental. And yeah, because of that, you can have some really solid results when playing in this tank. So we have the E75, and there you go. Nice shot into his tank. What are you doing, Kron? Like, what are we doing here, bruh? Well, the E75 misses me, and we are just going to aim it on his lower plate. This is where that decent level of damage per minute does allow us to get some bleeds into the enemy. The T20... What the hell? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, well, let's... we're going to lose 655... And then low roll the T95, that sucks. I wasn't going to use my reactive because I didn't know if he was going to pen it or not, but yeah, this is an interesting game. We have the enemy Yag Tiger. There you go. Nice heat shell into his tank. I personally like running V-stabs a lot more than running refined gun. And you can kind of see why in these games I'm playing here, but it's just, it feels a lot better in terms of your on-movement dispersion, in terms of your accuracy. It just feels much more flexible. Now, that T-57 Heavy in the back's trying to poke us, but I don't know. I'm not really going to worry about him. I'm more worried about the C-75. The problem is I don't have the gun depression to hit him right now, but I also don't want to poke too far up to a spot where that T-95 can shoot me. Oh, there you go. E-75 shows me his lower plate, and we get a nice 474. By the way, the AMX M4 reverses at 20, making it one of the quickest reversing tanks in Tier 10, which will greatly allow you to get out of trouble that you are in. This Kron is in my way. Unfortunate. Okay. Well, right now, there's really not much we can do apart from wait. Our team has at least moved out of the camping positions they were originally in, which is decent, I guess. We have that T-95, and we're going to aim in... Ah, Sag. Foch is also sitting back there. Okay, so I'm looking at this game. I've surveyed everything going on, and I've decided that changing positions is the best maneuver. That Foch is just going to make my life a pain if I try to do anything over towards that side of the map. So instead of dealing with that Foch, I'm going to maneuver my way over towards the 57 Heavy, the Yag Tiger, and the Yag Panzer 100. Again, look at the mobility on this thing. This is a vehicle with 2,750 health, and yet I can chill at this level of speed. Really impressive when you honestly think about it. What's not impressive is my RNG. Okay, well, let's see. We got the Yag Tiger in front of us, and bonk. Wow, and he rolls me for 524. Notice how bad this gun is, though. And I haven't even used my reactive yet because I haven't really seen a reason to. So, yeah, a little bit sussler so far. And there you go again. The sheer size of this vehicle, allowing that 57 heavy to cut right through my armor without much hesitation. Definitely something to think about when driving this vehicle. We do get a pen into that Yag Tiger, though, which is obviously pretty nice. We're up to 2,800 damage. That's a lot. And we're kind of chilling here. We're aiming on the Yag Tiger again. We're using our gun depression, so it should be fairly hard for him to cut through my vehicle using gun depression. Now we're up to 3,000 damage, and we still have 1,150 health left. We have not used our reactive once, though. And I guess you could make the argument I could have here and there, but I don't know. Really, to be honest, I just haven't seen much of a reason to activate it yet when these are the situations unfolding. So I use a heat shell to guarantee the pen into that enemy 57, and now we have 4 vehicles left. We have the Yo all the way in the back, who I would love to be able to get a pen into. There you go, look at that, right through the turret as well. You can see that pretty solid level of penetration this tank features. We do have the T95, which is something to be a little cautious about, not too scared of. And we get an easy clear right into that enemy Yag Tiger. So now what we're going to do is we're going to push low, because the T95, while being a threat, is not something that I'm personally too worried about. I'm just going to use my reactive. Really? Really? Still 733 even with reactive on. That is hella cringe, bruh. That is hella cringe. Alright, well, let's aim it on the T95. I'm out of gold, so I kind of have to fight this guy with only 8 PCR, which is pretty dookie balls. Let's see, I'm pretty confident that Yo will poke this, and if he does, I am waiting for him. Oh, he actually doesn't poke it. Interesting. Oh my god, there's no way he hits that. Okay. That's pretty wild, not gonna lie, that's pretty wild. Yeah, again, the sheer size of this vehicle, I didn't even know that the Yo saw my tank, and yet he was able to confirm a shell right into my roof. So now we are at 20 health. Now, I expect our Hori to be able to do something, but wow, what a dookie balls team so far. Let's see. We have the enemy T95, and I'm going to move up ever so slightly. Bonk. There you go. Easy clear, and we back up. Beautiful. Obviously, that Yo is not smart enough to fire HE at my tank. If he was, he would easily clear me, but he's not. So we're just going to push right here, and I'm going to maneuver my tank in a way that this Yo would not be able to get the clear on me, and we'll wait. We'll see if he overpokes it or not. Come on, back up. Do something. Do something with your tank apart from just sitting there the entire time. Our Yag Panzer is fighting the enemy, and again, that Yo just isn't... Ooh, nice! That was a lucky shell there. That was very lucky. Okay. The Hori's moving up, and we are going to simply wait for the Yo, and... I don't like this, bro. I really don't, because... there's only 50 seconds left in the game. I mean, what am I supposed to do here? There you go. Another nice shot into you. Let's reload. Come on. Reload, reload, reload. And let's see if we can get another shell. There you go. Don't hatch me. Don't hatch me. Okay, good. We have 30 seconds left to get the enemy Foch killed. And I don't think we're actually going to get it. I think that we are going to draw this game out. Probably. Let's see where that Foch went. Is he still in the back here? 20 seconds left. Yeah, unfortunate, guys. This is going to be a draw. Yeah, didn't even matter, though. There's no way in any world that our team would have been able to kill that Foch. That sucks, because I did such a good job this game. Just unfortunate. The AMX M4, though, it did a good job to really show where it's such a strong tank, because the DPM is really good, actually. Like, for a heavy, especially one with this level of armor and protection, its DPM is solid. And while the gun's accuracy is pretty mediocre, because it has so much HP, because it has a good alpha, and because it has pretty solid heat pen, you don't run into the issue of really hating the gun that much. So this was a 6,400 damage game, and a really solid one at that. Not much of a worry at all. I cannot believe we ran out of time. Our team was so bad that a camping Yo was basically able to win their team the game. I mean, I basically did everything I could have in that game. I played aggressive. I even noticed that there was not much I could do to the Foch, so I repositioned over to the other side. It just didn't matter when our team was really, really bad. But oh well. We are going to do one more game in the AMX, and we'll see if we can come out with a victory this time. But honestly, that was still a good game. I will take 6,000 damage any day of the week when I can get it, so I'm not going to get too mad about that. Up against us, we have a Karo and Kampfpanzer. Ooh, and they have a Kron and a Chieftain. Okay. They have a lot of hull-down tanks, which is something that I'm going to have to keep in mind because I'm going to drive this vehicle probably to mid. I don't know. It depends on if my team supports me or not. Well, we'll see. Again, the mobility on this tank is great, but because it's such a large vehicle, you do have to be very, very careful when working mid-hill. So, I don't know where our Murat's going, but yeah, he's going there. Incredible. Okay, well, we are again going to slowly make our way over to mid. The reason I went to this position is because I know that sometimes tank destroyers and vehicles will sit in the crossing there, and they will try to nuke you. I don't really want that to happen. In fact, because our team is pushing wide, I'm going to maneuver over here, and I'm going to try and climb up this side of the map. I think that that's a really, really viable strat. So we can see, like, the enemy chieftain, for example, but I think he's alone, and he's put himself in a really, really bad position. So I'm going to get to his side. We're going to get one shell out. We're going to put on our adrenaline. We do have a camping Kron, but not something I am personally too worried about. So, well, you know what? Even though we didn't get that much damage out into that player, we did that. Like, we forced that chieftain to run because we got behind him, and because of that, it basically gave our team, like, the easiest win ever. So, what am I going to do here? Well, I'm going to ignore the vehicle in the back, and I'm going to push up on this Kampfpanzer 50 ton. I'm going to get a nice shell out, and we're going to count to, like, 5, 4, 3... Well, actually, he's not even looking at me. Let's activate our reactive now. I swear every time I activate my reactive, the player just bounces me. We get a nice tracking shell. Ooh, but there you go. That's a good example of where reactive feels quite nice. And look at that. The Kampfpanzer only rolled me 192 damage there, which is kind of wild when you think about it. Now, we do get hit from the Kron, but I'm not too worried here. We still have 1,000 health left, which is pretty good. Let's hope that our Foch gets the clear on that player. And let's see. There you go, Kron. Oh, I was hoping the Kron would overpoke. He actually didn't. Oh, well. We are still doing fine and dandy. That E100 looks like he's going to push up, though, which is something I'm a little worried about. Let's see. The Kron gets one shell into my teammate. We're going to aim it on the Kron ourselves. And the shell goes low. Man, this accuracy. It really does just suck. It really does. So, again, we can see the yin and the yang with this tank. The gun is very, very dangerous, but it also kind of sucks. So, yeah. Sorry, Chieftain, I'm going to cross really quickly here. Let you get the clear on him. Oh, and we got the Karo flanking on our side. We get one gel into the Karo, and now we're going to roll around this corner with our reactive activated. What this means is that the E100 should not be able to kill me. There you go, 420 damage shell, instead of what would have been a 660. A great showcase of reactive, basically saving me and allowing me to get more damage than I would have normally been able to. So we get a nice 475 heat shell into the E100, and the Chieftain gets the clear. So there you go. That was a good game. A team that supported me and allowed me to get damage out. And our gun, while not incredible, did the job that it needed to. In general, this was a great game. And as I said, we killed that full health chieftain. I mean, we forced him to drive up and over that ridge, and he got absolutely obliterated by every single player on the enemy team. So 3,640 damage later, we had a really fun result and a great game in general for the AMX M4. It's a great tank, it really is. The armor, the DPM, everything about it is fantastic. I mean, look at that, 2,700 DPM. That's kind of wild. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this vehicle. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!